Good morning from sunny Merida, Mexico. I am out here in Merida, Mexico. I am visiting with my beautiful sister, and we decided to hop on a plane on a Saturday and just kind of spend a few days out here to poke around and see what all the hype is and was about. And let me tell you, we are actually 3 days in and believe the hype. I am currently in a beautiful Airbnb. Right next to me is an in-ground pool. A little later, I will show you the layout of the Airbnb. It was very simple to get. The hosts are extremely kind and nice, which is super important. They check in, they're responsive, and the layout is fabulous. So more on that later. One thing that I did hear about before coming to Merida, Mexico, was about the heat. It is, I don't even know the date, which is crazy, because if you know me, you know that I kind of live completely off of a calendar. My life is revolved around time because of my busy schedule. I own a home, I own a small business, a mental health business. I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm also on 1099 for other mental health companies. So as you can imagine, it is crazy. My schedule, we're talking like 3 to 4 different calendars I'm operating off of. So I'm constantly and consistently consistently looking at my calendar, and I'm always checking the time. One thing I heard is that the heat is unbearable. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, so when someone tells me about heat, I take it with a grain of salt because I live in the desert. There is actually no moisture in the air, and so coming to Merida, I was like open because I'm like, well, I live in a city where the heat is actually unbearable. Like right now, I think it's 103, 104 back at home. It's June. We're in the middle of June, so I don't expect anything but blazing temperatures and the sun to beat me down. But right now, as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, it's a lot of wind. And so now I will give it, there is humidity, honey. The humidity is, please don't come out here and think you're about to wear a bunch of makeup. So as you can see, I'm barefaced. Y'all gonna have to, it's early in the morning, it's like almost 9 o'clock. Y'all gonna take me as I am, please, okay? But the humidity isn't all that unbearable. Like, I am okay. And yesterday, my sister and I, we walked to a local cafe to have breakfast. I am dead smack in the middle of the locals. So I like to live amongst the locals when I come. I like to shop where they shop. I like to stay where they stay. I like to spend my dollars with the locals. My driver is a local. I like to give them American dollars because I know it stretches further than pesos. I have yet to spend pesos. I didn't even get currency exchange because I know how far our dollar stretches here, and it's met with a lot of appreciation. What I can tell you about being black in Merida is that you will feel comfortable. I feel very comfortable. Yesterday we went to Walmart. Listen, I don't know where Walmart ain't, okay? So it's probably in some, I don't know, I've been in some countries there's no Walmart, but usually if you travel to any of the Americas or something like that, you will see, honey, and experience a Walmart. So other than that, we went to Walmart and really nobody was checking for us. Now they may do a double take, but it's not like, it's more like, okay, I can deal with that. Coming where I'm from, in America, that is pleasant. We got massages last night. They came and traveled to our Airbnb, and we had a little conversation about where we're from, and yeah, I was told to move to Merida. The masseuse was like, move to Merida, come to Mexico. What are you waiting for? Okay, that is what I'm talking about. Like, open arms, beautiful people. We're walking. It's so safe. for female travelers. I travel solo. It's just kind of like what I do. It is nothing for me to book. I just got back from actually Costa Rica in March for my birthday. I spent like 7 days there by myself. Anyway, I'm 52, honey. I am up there. I am middle age. And so I don't have time to wait on people. I don't want to discuss plans all the time. And I don't want to travel with people all the time. I really kind of just want to live my life among my own values and stuff, and do what I value and do what I want to do without having to run it by anybody, because I've lived my life. I've earned this time to just kind of relax. So anyway, just going back to it, like walking the streets safe. Everyone is really kind and nice, and they speak Spanish, their native tongue. They want you to speak Spanish. Honey, I am on that Duolingo, baby. I'm practicing. I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm trying. I know how to order me a cafe chai. I know how to say, give me some coffee with some leche, okay? But I do try, they do appreciate your broken Spanish if you are not fluent. But a lot of them do speak English in the hospitality department, like if they're servers and they're doing this and that, because they're dealing with us all tourists all the time. But like if you are talking to locals and stuff and they don't know American English, they're not gonna speak it. It's just what it is. You better whip out your Chat GPT, your translator. You better draw some pictures. You better do something, because they'll stand there and look at you like, it is what it is. You need to adapt to them. They don't need to adapt to you, right? So as long as you are kind to the locals and sweet, that's what matters, okay? That is what matters most, is that you are respectful, you are kind, and it is what it is. Pricing, as far as like going out to eat, that's why we went to Walmart. It can be a bit pricey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was super surprised at how much the dinners were, even the brunch that my sister and I had. We're talking about like $40 each time for 2 people. So you may say, oh, that's not expensive because you're from America, but like when you travel to certain places, you do think like, oh, that's kind of expensive, for the local, but it may be because there's an American tax. You need to expect that too. When you are traveling, you need to expect that there is and will be an American tax if they find out you are from America. But there is a bit of a tourist tax. You need to pay that. Like if you have the means, you do not need to be complaining about pricing, because number one, they deserve it. You're coming to their country, you're utilizing their amenities, you're traveling in their country, and be respectful and kind, and just spend that shit. Okay, so it's what I do. I don't even, I plan to spend a little piece of change. I like tipping very well. I'm very appreciative of them, and so that's what I do. I just spend. Now today is going to be a beach day, so I will come back. I will show you that. I will put in like pictures and stuff like that, or videos rather, not pictures. I know that YouTube don't like that, but I will incorporate some of like the places that we go. So yesterday it was all about relaxing and actually enjoying the Airbnb, because there's so many times when I travel that I get a really beautiful property and I'm rarely in the property. And I said, my sister and I were like, no, we're gonna get some rest tonight. We got these wonderful deep tissue massages, honey. They took care of your girls, and we enjoyed that, and we went to bed. Okay, we cooked yesterday in the Airbnb. We ate at home. There's food at home. We got food in there. Okay, and we had drinks. We enjoyed the pool. We enjoyed ourselves. So again, today is a beach day. I don't know if I'm gonna go out later. I do need to go into town and check it out, because upon arrival, it was absolutely gorgeous. Coming into town, I know I am in central Merida. It is up and coming. space for rent. There's a lot of empty buildings. However, there's a lot of renovations. That's what I want to say. They're renovating the hell out of these spaces, child. And they're turning them into beautiful casitas. And what looks like not much of anything on the outside, when you enter into the casita, you are transformed into another space and time. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I know you're kidding me. Like, are you serious right now? So yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm all about regulating the nervous system. I am a complex trauma survivor. If you don't know me, it's very easy to Google me. I hate to say that, but it's true. I have a story, and I've done my part in the community as far as women and children are concerned. That's where I'm a social worker. So I've done my work, and I still do my work through my therapy and through my spiritual coaching and all my programs and certifications that I offer. But it is important that I regulate my nervous system, because I am taking in so much of other people's trauma. I usually have, and I had secondary PTSD just from the stuff that's going on in America right now, and compounded with my clients' PTSD. So I'm taking on too much, and when I take on too much, I do book a flight. I'm out. It's not even enough to like just take off and be at home. I can't do that. Either I need a staycation, I need to remove myself from the heavy energies. I need to decompress, I need to ground, and I need to get the cortisol off. And I need to work within the heart center and opening up my hips to release the trauma. And so that's what I've been doing. And I'm about to go into the pool and do some hip openers as we see, before we go to the pool. I mean, hey, it just is what it is. So yes, that is what I am doing in Merida, Mexico. If you have never been, I'm asking you to probably, if you want to relax, you need to come and visit. That's all I can say. Come and visit. Skip the other popular places that everybody goes to, and give this place a try and come and boost their economy. Don't come and take it over, right? Come in and just blend in and help boost their economy, okay? So yeah, I'll check back in after our beach.